Welcome back to Once Upon a Weird. We are all here this evening. I'm Courtney.
I'm Bruce.
I'm Chelsea.
And tonight we are doing gangs. Like weird, unheard of ones, and maybe ones that you have just heard in passing, but
Slash secret societies, just kind of
Yes.
groups of people that it's just a weird situation.
yeah, should be a good time.
Always good times.
Well, happy February because we finally made it through the 75 days of January.
Yeah, don't forget to blow cinnamon inside your front door.
Oh, I'll have to go do that when we get off of here. Yeah, I said that when I got off of work on the 31st. I was like, well, that was the longest month of my life, and those 74 days are done. So,
yeah.
Yeah, you guys get this. So I went all month without getting any kind of contract signed for work. And I was like, what is happening? This is like not necessarily like me. One of the contracts got signed at 11:45 last night.
okay.
Yeah.
Look at you.
And I saw the email come through and I was like, yes, like I should have had more than one, but you know what? I'm going to take the one.
One is better than zero for sure.
Right?
Hell yeah.
So we'll take it.
We're going to take our small victories where we can.
Exactly. Yeah.
Precious. Love that.
Well, Chelsea, you want to kick us off with your gang or secret society?
I will. I'm going to preface just a little bit. If you hear my dogs fighting in the background and it gets too obnoxious, just let me know. They're just mouth fighting, so it's that really weird, yeah, that's what's happening. So if it gets too obnoxious where like it's, just let me know. I'm trying to ignore them, but all right. So I'm not going to lie. When I picked mine, I went strictly off of the name of the gang because it made me giggle and it made me think of a bunch of like calculus nerds got together. My gang is called the Numbers Gang, but it's a South African prison brotherhood.
Definitely not where I thought this was going.
Okay, that's really funny.
So I
kept flashing back to like the early 2000s TV show Numbers,
yes!
like the two brothers.
Yes. So I was like, the Numbers Gang? Oh my gosh, that's going to be hilarious. And then I start reading and I was like, not hilarious, but I like it. Like,
not funny.
Yeah. So when people think of gangs, they often picture street corners, colors, graffiti, and turf wars. But in South Africa, one of the most powerful and enduring gang systems in the world didn't even begin on the streets. It began behind bars. For more than a century, South Africa's prisons have been dominated by a secretive brotherhood known simply as the Numbers, the 26s, the 27s, and the 28s. They're not...
Why?
Oh, yeah. You'll find out. They're not just gangs. They're a parallel society. They have their own laws. They have their own courts. They have their own military structure. They have their own mythology. And they have their own brutal codes of loyalty and punishment. To understand, that's enough.
It's piquing all the interests currently. I mean,
I know.
It's unfortunate it's started in a jail, but
right?
Weirder things.
So to understand South Africa's prison culture and even some of the street gang dynamics today, you have to understand the numbers. So tonight we're going to dive into one of the most feared and mysterious prison gang systems in the world. The origins of the Number Gang are wrapped in legend, oral history, and prison folklore. What historians and criminologists agree on is this: the Numbers likely trace their roots back to the late 1800s during South Africa's mining boom. I was so interested in this.
That's a gang.
Right? Like, that has roots so deep. Like, it's
like the mafia.
Like they're still active?
Yeah. Thousands of African men were recruited and often exploited to work in brutal mining conditions. Wages were low, living conditions were harsh, and abuse was common. Out of this environment, a figure emerged who would become almost mythical in the world's prison lore. I'm going to mess this up. I don't care. Like,
That's fine. It's Kevin.
I do care, but Nongalza Mathbuela. That's what we're shooting with.
You know what? All right.
That's what we're shooting with. But I did get a kick out of the fact that it's literally his last name is Mathebula. Math is in his name.
Good Lord.
According to the gang legend, Nongolza was a Zulu man who rebelled against exploitation. Along with other men, he formed a band of outlaws who robbed colonial interests and resisted authority. Over time, they developed secret languages, strict discipline, and ritualized rules of loyalty. Eventually, many of these men were captured and sent to prison, particularly in Durban. It was inside prison walls that their outlaw brotherhood transformed into something far more structured. The numbers were then born. The mythology says the original group split into different camps, each with specific duties. These camps would later become the 3 core numbers, the 26s, the 27s, and the 28s. What started as a resistance outlaw culture became a permanent prison institution, passed down from generation to generation of inmates. The numbers gang isn't chaotic, it's organized like a government and a military combined. Each number has a specific role. The 26s, they're the money line. The 26s are responsible for wealth, smuggling, gambling, contraband, organizing underground economies inside the prison. Their job is to make money and resources flow. Cigarettes, drugs, cell phones, food, anything that can be traded or leveraged, the 26s are involved.
Anything considered currency?
Yeah. They are the strategists, the negotiators, and the smugglers. The 27s are the law line. The 27s are the judges and enforcers of gang law. They interpret the rules, they decide punishments, and they carry out sentences. If a gang member...
like law enforcement, essentially.
Yeah. If a gang member breaks a rule, the 27s determine what must be done to restore the order. And I put order in quotes because I just think it's crazy that they consider, these rules and whatever to keep order in prison. It's just,
Right?
Yeah.
I get it, but jeez.
It's like the honor amongst thieves stuff.
My gosh, yes. They're often considered the most feared because they deal in discipline, and discipline can mean death. The 28s are the bloodline. They're the warriors, the soldiers, and the fighters. They protect the numbers' dominance inside the prisons. They enforce power through violence. They fight rival groups and sometimes even fight other number factions during internal power struggles. In many prisons, the 28s are considered the most dominant force. Together, these 3 groups form a complete system: economy, law, and military, all operating within South Africa's prison system. There is no casual recruitment in the numbers. You don't simply put in work. Initiation is ritualized, violent, and symbol. I can't say this word. I couldn't say it earlier, and I thought it would be better now.
Symbology.
Symbolic. Yes. I kept saying symbolic earlier, and I was like, it's not coming to me.
It always reminds me of Boondock Saints.
Symbolism.
What is the symbolism here?
I love that movie. I want to watch that now. Ranks are often marked by stars, sometimes tattooed on your body. The higher your rank, the more stars you wear, and the more blood is believed to be on your hands. To advance, members may be required to carry out violent assaults, stab rival gang members, in some cases attack prison staff, prove their loyalty through extreme acts. In numbers culture, blood has symbolic meaning.
I'm a naming, or I'm a expert in nameology.
Nameology. Spilling blood is sometimes seen as restoring balance or correcting wrongdoing within the gang's spiritual and legal framework. It's a system where violence isn't random, it's ritualized. This structure helps explain why the numbers have survived more than 100 years. They are self-reproducing. Each generation trains the next. The laws, language, and code are memorized and passed down like scripture. The numbers gang has its
That'd
own...
be the worst game of telephone to get wrong.
Dude. For real, though. And, like, especially if it's not written down. Like, how are you just like, no.
You're not going to be able to go check.
So the numbers gang has its own secret language known as Sabala. That's what I'm going to go with on that, too. Sorry, guys.
No.
Sabala allows members to speak openly in front of guards while hiding the true meaning of what they're saying. It also serves as a cultural marker. If you speak it fluently, you belong. The gang also operates on a deep mythology. Stories of Nongolza and the original outlaws are treated almost like religious texts. Members see themselves not just as criminals, but as part of a historical brotherhood with sacred rules. Symbols, tattoos, and coded phrases all reinforce identities. To many members, the numbers aren't just a gang, it's a nation inside prison walls. Power inside...
okay, remind me, is it across more than one prison?
Yes, this is just throughout South Africa.
Wow, okay.
Power inside prison is never static. When one number faction believes it can take control of a facility, it may declare what's known as a general election. This isn't voting, it's war. Large-scale organized violence erupts between factions. These conflicts can last months or even years. During these periods, stabbings increase dramatically, lockdowns become common, and entire prison systems can destabilize. Historically, major elections have occurred in places like Pollsmoor and Brandelvie prisons, reshaping which factions dominate those prisons. These conflicts reinforce the numbers' power because even the state struggles to fully control them.
Woof.
Yeah. Traditionally, the numbers were strictly a prison phenomenon, but in recent decades, that has changed. That was precious. By the way, Kevin tested himself out, so they're good.
Lily is not. So.
No, I heard that and I looked over and I was like, oh, it's sleeping.
It wasn't yours.
Nope.
Don't poke the loaf.
No, don't do it. It'll start all over again. That's like a reset button for him.
Yeah.
Research and reporting show that the numbers members increasingly form alliances with street gangs, especially in places like Cape Town and Western Cape. Street gangs and prison gangs now feed into each other. Street gangs enter prison and join numbers. Numbers members leave prison and join or influence street gangs. Drug routes and smuggling operations cross both worlds. This has expanded the numbers' influence far beyond prison walls. What was once an internal prison system now impacts communities on the outside. The numbers gang is more than a criminal operation. It's a reflection of history, of exploitation, of prison overcrowding, of broken systems that allow a parallel society to form and thrive. For over a century, the numbers have adapted. They've survived, they've reformed, and they have a modern surveillance and prison restructuring. They endure because they offer identity.
Terrifying.
It is. It really is. They offer identity, structure, protection, and power in a place where many inmates feel that they have none. Understanding the numbers isn't about glorifying them. It's about understanding how deeply prison culture can shape criminal networks and how those networks in turn shape society. the 26s, the 27s, and the 28s. It's a prison brotherhood of blood, law, and legend.
Why 26, 27, and 28?
I'm not sure. I never really found the original reasoning for that.
We got to assume it's like cell blocks, right?
It could be very much like, especially that original guy who started that uproar. Maybe it had something to do with camps they were all in, where this camp is involved in the money. This camp is involved. This camp, like, but I'm gonna assume it originated with that first guy. Yeah, the math guy.
I think that's hilarious. The math guy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's wild to me that it's something that's lasted this long. I mean, usually, and like you said, it kind of reminded me of the oh my God, words are hard.
Yeah.
What are the ones we have over here? The mafia, like the mafia. But it's so much harder to keep things in line in prison because you usually have to have people in there to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like being so structured is crazy to me.
Well, I mean, when you start it in prison, I mean, it's pretty easy to keep it in prison, especially if you're initiating people who are incoming. So you kind of always have renewing people going through along with the,
it's just crazy.
Not newcomers that are there for life.
And I don't say this to poo-poo gangs because, I mean, there are a lot of gangs that are very structured, like we said, the mafia and, that kind of stuff. But to have a gang in prison so structured that they have basically a government similar to how ours is structured, where it's like you have checks and balances even, is fucking crazy.
Well, and it also assumes, because like to have that much structure and that much control, that like that's exactly it. You have to have a certain amount of control. So it does kind of beg the question of like the guards kind of probably have to be in on it with certain sides of the different numbers, and because otherwise you wouldn't be able to have any control there.
For sure.
Yeah. 100%. And like smuggling, like I don't know. I can't speak for prison, but it's like
yet.
No.
Not being in there. I mean, I guess you are in jail.
I can't speak for like how prison is run because I assume currency means so much more when you're there for 20, 30, 40 years. You're willing to put a little bit more into something to get it.
Cash, ass, or grass.
Right. So it's like, but to get to have a whole faction just on making money in prison, that's a lot.
It's insane.
That's a lot.
Well, though, if you think about it, you kind of have a lot of time. It's like, imagine there was probably a few people that were like, we need something to do. and really went with it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Crazy.
That's awesome. Crazy.
I've literally never heard of it.
Right?
That's why Kendall and I weren't commenting. I was looking at her face and I was like, I have no words. What do you say to that? I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Wild behavior. But super fascinating at the same time because, again, I don't think this sounds weird, but I don't think we put enough God, words really are hard today. Respect on, like, granted, I don't respect people that kill people for, shitty reasons, but or at all. Sorry, that sounded weird too. But
I was like, wow.
But I'm so sorry.
But if it's not a shitty reason, have at it.
You do.
Okay, next time I'll kiss your feet and like wash your shoes.
You do,
like
you
we will not be pissing Chelsea off.
Nope.
But like, I don't know, to have that amount of control and keep it for over 100 years, just absolutely deserves some respect, honestly.
For sure. I mean, honestly, they're probably more organized than the government over there. So
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The numbers.
Well, all right. Huzzah the numbers.
Yeah.
Well, it is my turn now. And we are moving different continents. We are going a little bit more north. We're going to start in the West End of London. So, with department stores glittered with jewels, silks, furs, temptations literally framed under glass and lights. But in the late 19th through the mid 20th century, there moved among these aisles a uniquely terrifying phenomenon: an all female, tightly organized crime syndicate so deft and audacious, the police detectives called them the cleverest shoplifters in the country.
Let's go.
Atta girl. Anything for the fit.
Honestly. This was the gang known as the 40 Elephants, or sometimes also known as the 40 Thieves.
I don't understand the elephant part, but I like it.
Were they in like Elephant Castle or something?
They did go through Elephant Castle, but it was like, I mean, it kind of started expanding, but yes, they were definitely mainly in Elephant Castle, which kind of is part of it, but the next sentence is what I meant to say. But so 40 Thieves, or the 40 Elephants, emerged from the working class neighborhoods around Elephant and Castle in South London. So their earliest mentions in police records date back to, do we want to take a shot in the dark?
You said 19th century, so like 1857.
1870s.
Cool.
Yep. So they were mentioned police records in the 1870s, though female shoplifters from this area may have been active as early as the late 18th century.
If you think about how big their dresses were, like you got some thick thighs, put them up there, walk out. You know what I mean?
Oh, just wait. These women became masters not only of stealing goods, but maneuvering social perception itself. They dressed with elegance, walked into the finest stores, and exploited a cultural assumption deeply rooted in Victorian and Edwardian society, that well-dressed women were respectable, untouchable, and above all, above suspicion. As a 1920s police detective famously remarked to the chroniclers, dressed to kill, those girls would descend on the West End like a swarm of locusts. I mean, you see this like literal gang of highly dressed women just coming into the shopping districts.
Love that.
Probably in the beginning, you wouldn't have thought anything else. Like you would have been like,
sorry,
oh,
will you
here
say
they
that
are.
again?
In the benigning.
What?
That's what I thought I heard.
Have you seen the video where he was trying to say beginning, but he kept having a hard in the benigning. Yeah.
Oh, great. You can continue now.
Okay. Well, thank you. Anyway, very, very nicely dressed women just haul into the West End. And onlookers were not exaggerating. The 40 Elephants were a known presence, from Selfridges to a gamage. I don't know how to say this department store. It's Gamages.
What is it?
Gamages.
I have no idea.
I want to say gamages, but that sounds awful, and I don't think that's how you say it because I'm not British.
Gamage.
Sure. And Whiteleys. They were sweeping through the districts, raiding store after store during the busy Christmas season of 1927. So that's kind of when they were becoming well-known, and they were kind of vibing out what they were doing, and it was getting harder. You had more people working. You had, maybe not in the 20s. Well, I mean, maybe in England in the 20s, because the Depression was happening here.
29.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So yeah, rich people in the 20s going through, you didn't think much of it, but now you've got more people coming out.
Well, the 20s was excess. You know, it was like excess
gilded
everything.
Yes. Feathers, fur, all of this. So their tactics were theatrical, obviously, and methodical, not haphazard. Costume concealment. Members wore custom tailored coats, skirts with hidden pockets, and belts with hooks to stash stolen merchandise too. The art of distraction. So they would have one woman captivate everybody and is like, look, I want to buy all of this beautiful stuff. Bring it to me. And everybody's like running around because she's so finely dressed that they don't even notice all the other people coming in taking stuff. So they would walk around and just quietly start stuffing things in their pockets. Others would create a scene, falling faint or feigning pregnancy to draw eyes away from everybody else. These methods were so effective that shop workers were often reluctant to accuse them, because societal norms around females usually meant they were not the thief. They were not able to be. They were so weak and delicate, and we couldn't, we have to have somebody holding our hands or our elbows, or we'd fall over all the time.
Or we're not intelligent enough.
Us fair females just could never.
Exactly. So these methods were so effective, they didn't want to accuse them. They hesitated to confront these respectable women. So, in fact, that very attitude of modesty expected of women made them nearly invisible as criminals. They found their loophole, and they were going to exploit it to its fullest extent. So, we're going to talk about the queens of this gang. So, the first queen in the late 19th century, her name was Mary Carr. She was born in Holborn in 1862, is the earliest named leader police records reliably associate with the 40 Elephants. Known to police under multiple aliases like Polly Carr and Ava Jackson. Carr became infamous for her charisma and strategic brilliance.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Records show. I know, right? Court records show she used carefully constructed false references to be hired as a maid in wealthy homes, only to later ransom or rob her employers.
Oh, that's aggressive, sweetie.
It's aggressive. Carr was so central to the gang that an identification in the Criminal Record Office registrar records her conviction in 1896, naming her in official police documents as Queen of the 40s.
That is the coolest title ever. And I just want to say that hearing about her, I'd have to say that saying, underestimate me, I dare you, probably started with her.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Like, girl, please don't rob people and maybe Robin Hood type shit. But get it if you can.
Honestly, I kind of really dig that it's not Robin Hood-esque.
Yeah, she's just
I actually just want your shit. Thanks.
Right. I would like to go sell it and make some money, please.
Right. This is how I afford to look bougie. So go ahead.
100%. So I can go sew my extra pockets in here. So we're moving on to the next queen. Her name was Alice Diamond. She was queen in the 1920s.
That's the best name I've ever heard.
Yep. So after Mary Carr, by 1916, a new leader rose to command. Alice Diamond, or Diamond Annie, took over in her early 20s. Described as tall intimidating, and endlessly clever, Diamond was revered even by detectives. In 1920, police described Diamond and her lieutenant Maggie Hughes as the cleverest shoplifters in the country, and their associates regarded them as the most expert thieves in the world. Yeah.
Kevin likes this story too.
That's cool.
Oh, I'm so glad, Kevin. We can be besties. Diamond wasn't just a figurehead. She divided the gang into small cells, each one capable of hitting a different store simultaneously.
Oh. She's like, the police got to pick one at this point.
Honestly, there's so many that they're not going to have enough people to follow everything. And by the time anyone realizes that they were being robbed, they're not going to look at us. And then we can all just walk out and be gone at the same time. No running, no craziness. So we're going to talk about Maggie Hughes, the lieutenant, or Maggie Hill. So Diamond's chief lieutenant was... Well, I mean, if you're running a gang, you'd think you would want more than one name to go by.
I guess.
That's fair.
Come on, Mags. Jeez.
Mags. Well, her name was Margaret Lily Hill, better known as Maggie Hughes or Maggie Hill. Her reputation was as notorious as her crimes. In 1939, Hill was sentenced to 3 years in Holloway prison after attacking 2 women with broken bottles.
Okay, calm down, Mags.
One of them lost an eye.
Easy.
Right. A conviction that was widely reported due to its brutality, because woman, you know?
Yeah, slicing and dicing.
I mean,
we're not supposed to be angry.
No.
There's a difference between I am mighty woman, like hear me roar, versus cutting someone's eye out with a broken bottle.
It's valid. Yeah. Especially another woman. Like, calm down.
2 women. Like, you don't go attacking other women. You can attack all the men you want. Be my guest.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So under Diamond's and Hill's ferocity, the 40 Elephants became known not only for their stealth, but for their violence too.
And they were women.
Yeah. So despite their finesse, many members were arrested and sentenced throughout the decades. Here are a couple documented cases pulled from police registrars and historical records. We're going to start with Minnie Chamberlain. I love the name Minnie. It's so cute, but now all I think about is a mouse. Minnie Chamberlain in 1869, listed in the Metropolitan Police Criminal Register as Queen of the 40s. With the second one, Minnie was committed to Wormwood Scrubs Prison for 12 months for larceny, confirming police awareness, and legal action against the gang. Those are like old-timey ones, and not really sure what all of that means. Confirming police awareness, I'm not really sure. I'm like, did you... You arrested
also,
me,
she's
so
like
I would
12
assume
months. Peace. Let's do this.
For real, right? I'll sit here. I'll get fed. We'll do this. So we have Ada Wellman. She was arrested in 1921 and 1939. She apparently was one of the longest standing members other than Maggie and Diamond. She was arrested for theft, indicating the clinical pattern of imprisonment, and these were her charges. Cycled pattern of imprisonment and returning to the gang. So she kept returning to them, so she kept getting charged with, like, after that first charge, every charge subsequently she would be charged with another. You returned.
Because it was
like,
the second time, then the third
there.
time, then
yeah. So it's like I'd say 3 times you're out, but she only hit 2, so I guess we're there. Let's see. And then we have someone, they don't have a full name, but they were acquitted. And so some key figures suspected of handling stolen goods were taken to trial, but acquitted for insufficient evidence. And this included Ada McDonald in 1910, and Jane Durrell in 1911. So as far as they know, there's only 2 that have been acquitted and anyone else that got brought to trial, pretty much. But they'd have to make a strong case to connect them to the gang, because most of them would be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, I was just stealing shit.
Right. I just have these extra pockets for no reason.
I was just real smart.
Right. So the 40 Elephants weren't shy about their lifestyle. They partied in West End clubs, stayed in luxury hotels, and dressed in the highest fashion funded by their heists. Their notoriety was so deep that the newspapers in the 1920s and 30s repeatedly covered their arrest, their escapades, and their influence over London's criminal underworld. And today, their story continues back into the public imagination, including in new dramatizations like the Disney Plus series 1,000 Blows, bringing the 40 Elephants back into the spotlight after decades of relatively historical obscurity. So the 40 Elephants were not a fringe curiosity. They were well-organized crime syndicate embedded in London's social fabric for nearly 80 years and feared for their clever tactics as for the way they turned gender norms into strategic cover. They stole not just goods, they stole assumptions. And for decades, they walked out of thronged department stores like they owned the place.
Love that.
White man audacity.
That's fun. You're like, oh, are we the weaker sex? Okay.
Boo-hoo, let me go cry with my diamond rings and earrings.
Right. That's amazing.
Yep.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, here we go. So Chelsea, you mentioned you chose yours because of the name. Same, because it's so crazy funny. The name of this society is the International Concatenated Order of Hoo-Hoo.
One more time, please. Just one more.
Okie dokie. The International Concatenated Order of Hoo-Hoo.
What does that even mean?
I have no idea. Oh, wait, actually, I did, because I Googled it, how to say it. How to pronounce concatenated.
Oh, is that what you were talking about?
Yes. What does concatenated mean? To link together in a series.
But what is the hoo-hoo?
I don't know. It was just so much fun to say out loud. And so, like, literally, when I read about it, all I could picture was like a cartoon lumberjack who definitely has like a mustache, because that's essentially what these guys are. Is they're basically lumberjacks. Oh, hi, Kevin. We bit. So, very real. It's existed for over 100 years. It has chapters. It has ceremonies, regalia. Like
it still exists?
Yes. Yeah. It has a leadership structure, and the leader of the entire organization is called the Snark of the Universe.
Yes, please.
I kind of want to join this cult society thing, whatever this may be. I want to be a snark.
I actually slightly joined not a cult this last week. I am an ordained minister with the Church of Nome.
And honestly,
it's not a cult. But I really, really, really need to know more about this, because the snark of the universe, is that what you said?
The snark of the universe is the like head honcho of the International Concatenated Order of Hoo-Hoo.
I feel like my husband would say that I'm the snark of the universe, though.
Okay, so this is a real title held by a real person saying, you would assume, yes, as snark, I approve.
I'm thinking of like Birdo, like her mouth, that like she looks like a snark. Like that might be, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so it's not just kind of a weird club. It's like a full-blown fraternal order with lore. Forest lore, like timber lore, all of it. So anyways, what is hoo-hoo? That's what I'll call it moving forward. It starts in 1892, Gurdon, Arkansas. America's booming. Railroads are expanding. Cities are growing super fast. Things are great for the U.S. And this is when the lumber industry is like exploding. So it's massive. It's basically kind of their version of oil. And so here's this group of lumbermen. Yes, that's what they're called. Decide that they want a fraternity. It's like their brotherhood in their society, right?
Right.
Something that pretty much connects people across the industry because it's growing so quickly. So anyways, it's like, we're not just co-workers, we're brothers of the pine. So yeah. Anyways, instead of naming it something normal, like the American Timber Association, no. They choose full chaos, the International Concatenated Order of Hoo-Hoo. So
why do I love that even more? Because they can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very much so. So, okay. Here's a little bit about them. It's not like secret like the CIA, right? Like they're not plotting, they're not hiding like government organization or anything. It's like secret, kind of like Freemasons or, Oddfellows, things like that.
Yeah.
And so late 1800s men apparently were obsessed with joining groups that had rituals, oaths, titles, symbolism, all of this. It was the golden age of like friendship, but mysterious. So the initiation ceremony, did you think I was making this up?
No, I wanted to see if they had like a logo.
Oh yeah. No, they still exist for sure. Their logo is an owl. Oh no, it's a black cat. So a black cat is their logo. Again, no reason why specifically.
I kind of really wanted it to be showing its butthole. Like for a second when I quickly glanced down, I was like, oh my God, this cat better be showing its butthole.
Yeah, obviously.
I mean, it was before cat buttholes were funny, I guess.
Yeah, probably 1892 of it all. So the initiation ceremony was called concatenation. And so they were concatenated into the order, which again, just like the most complicated word ever. So they don't publicly publish every detail of the rituals. It's part of the tradition that there's that kind of secret to it, but it's not like skulls and bones,
your bare butt,
coffin stuff, right? Yeah, it's not like sinister or anything. It's like theatrical for them. It's like meant to bond all these members together. So we'll talk about the symbols. They have a mascot, and again, like this is a lumberjack, essentially, like Freemason, essentially. You would think it's like an axe or a tree or something. No, it's a black cat. It's a literal black cat. So
I love
the hoo-hoo cat is the emblem of the order.
The hoo-hoo cat. If I get a black cat next, his name's Hoo-Hoo. Sorry.
Hoo-Hoo, for sure.
I love
so
that.
It's supposed to represent watchfulness, moving silently through the forest, seeing what others don't, was the idea behind the cat. And then there's the owl. And it's because hoo-hoo is literally the sound of an owl makes. So their whole vibe is like black cats, owls, hoo-hoo in the forest. Like,
this
welcome
is the
to Timber
random
Society.
Shit thrown together that I have ever in all of my days been privy to.
Yep.
Like we chop shit down, but black cat and but the black cat's name sounds like a bird, so we're gonna owl it up too. Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, so they do have an owl, and it was like supposed to always kind of be watching from the dark, essentially was the idea. So that's kind of what they pictured themselves as, because they're always in the forest. Anyways, that's the whole thing. So the society also revolves around one single number, and it's the number 9. Everything is 9. Hoo-Hoo is sometimes called the Order of the 9. And at the top of the organization, not quite the head snark of the universe, there's a ruling person called the Supreme 9. There's 9 officers, 9 leaders, 9 pillars holding up the order. And they believe that it's because 9 has a symbolic number in like human tradition. So there's, 9 muses, 9 as completion, 9 as like ancient mystical cycle. Like there's 9 used a lot. And so they wanted to make Hoo feel legendary. And so, they chose the number 9 and they just went with it.
The ending of Hoo makes you pretty legendary.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And the society even has 9 core virtues. Like that's what they've, obviously it's not published, but it's well known that it's meant to guide members, like loyalty, honor, truth, all of that. So it's not just like aesthetic. It's like their moral structure that they built. They just decided to name it something really amazing. So, okay, we have, here's some more of the titles. Presiding officer, Snark of the Universe.
Present.
Like, sorry, can't. I have snark duties. Other titles include Grand Custodian.
Love
Grand
that.
Custodian. Vicegerent Snark. Supreme 9 was another one. So it's very like Game of Thrones, but plywood. You know what I mean?
I love everything about it.
It's just something, I don't know. This whole thing, I was laughing the whole time I was reading about it. So, yes, definitely still exists. There's still chapters, still conventions, still members being concatenated into the chain somewhere in the world right now. But I felt it was very Pacific Northwesty because it's very like lumber, industry.
Did you say this was from Arkansas?
That's where it started. Yeah.
That tracks, actually. Okay, continue.
Yeah. So,
Oh, sorry. I was looking at some of the pins, and some of them were saying now they call themselves the International Order of Hoo.
Oh.
They don't have concatenation in there. It's probably because people can't pronounce it, myself included.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, most of them, some of the International Order of Hoo, they have the cat, and some of them say since 1892. But like obviously as you go further west, they get later.
Yeah, because it did wind up being, an international thing. Oh, I found the 9 points of Hoo. Okay, so they're 9 core principles.
Oh.
Huh?
Sorry. Go for it. I was going to say, literally, as you said that, I found their like ship pinwheel pin for their shirt that's got the 9 points on it with the Hoo cat in it.
Hoo cat's inside the pinwheel. So the 9 points of Hoo: fidelity, loyalty, service, industry fellowship, conservation, truth, honor, charity, and humility.
I can get down with it.
I mean, it makes sense.
Absolutely. Like, especially, I love all of it. And it did become international as well. I'm trying to find, I had it written down earlier. I had a list of everywhere that it had basically gone, but it spread beyond even North America. There was South America, Australia, Europe, Africa, of people that had joined the Order of the Hoo.
It's called the Star of Hoo.
The star with the cat inside. Pin. Yep. Oh. So that is
it's $500 for a Hoo star.
Oh my God, I didn't want one until now. Now I want one.
Well, you have to become concatenated into the Order of Hoo.
I'll be a cat.
It says it's also a prestigious item to possess by the members and indeed even non-members.
Oh. But yeah, so
I'm gonna eBay a star. I want one.
When I was reading through, because I was like looking up some different options, I was looking at gangs, and I was gonna do the Skulls and Bones, but I feel like everybody's heard all about that. It's like the Yale Secret Society with every president we've ever had type of shit.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't know, like, and then I just kept looking, and the second I saw the name, I was like, oh. And I had to do it with timber. I'm like, done doing it.
Yeah. That's so random though. Like, first you say the name. Not once do I think, okay, these are These are timber masons, basically, right? And then you start talking about the freaking what am I again?
The snark,
the
universal
snark of
snark.
the universe.
The snark of the universe. Yeah. I want a name tag that says that. I have several name tags, but I want one that says the snark of the universe.
The snark of the universe. Yes, I can't that's an actual title.
Mm-hmm.
I am picturing a creature with it, and I know I've seen it on like a cartoon or something like that in the back of my brain, and it's got like a little nose, almost like Birdo, but it's like almost Gonzo, but it's like its whole face, and it's like pink or purple.
I know what you're talking about. It's almost like a trumpet at the end, like it's like and then it opens up.
Yes,
like that.
You're talking about like a Dr. Seuss character, like from The Grinch.
No. I don't think it's Dr. Seuss.
It might be Dr. Seuss, but I don't think it's like The Grinch or anything like that. But it is called a snark.
Oh, yeah. A snark. Well, apparently snark of the universe is a thing. And I think my favorite part of this whole thing is that, like, they just didn't take themselves very seriously. Like, they picked a black cat for their, you know, their mascot. And, you know, they said that the black cat, you know, symbolized vigilance and fellowship, but also mischief. and then the owl showing up in their imagery is like literally because they named it Hoo Hoo.
This literally this reminds me of like just a bunch of dudes that are like they're just hanging out, they're having a good time. Okay, so like you guys know my husband's softball team, it's called Bayou Boys. We live nowhere near a bayou, so like when you first see it, you're like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But when they're playing softball and a ball goes by somebody, they say Bayou. So
it makes sense.
But it does. But so like that's what it reminds me of is there's probably all these intricate little things that like they were joking about once and they made it up. Yes, the snorks. That's what they were.
Yeah.
Snorks.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Yep.
It was a TV series from 1984 excuse me, to 1988.
That would have been an impressive TV series in 1884.
I know, right?
So to finish with these guys is they do, you know, still host conventions. They raise money for forestry education. They provide scholarships. So just, you know, if you ever want to find someone to donate to, the Order of the Hoo Hoo, or of Hoo Hoo, not of the Hoo Hoo, is legit. So
maybe I'll tell Mitch because they get to pick a donation twice a year through their paychecks. And he usually picks the Humane Society, but I always, anytime anyone asks me to donate, it's to a Humane Society. So don't worry, they get our money. But he should see if he could donate to the International Order of Hoo Hoo. I am texting his boss like as soon as we get off of here, this is gonna happen. I'm gonna have to do this.
And it was saying too, like Canada has a really big chapter as well, because obviously forest,
the wood of it all.
Portland has one.
Yes, yeah. So they're everywhere. But
do they have like a home base in Portland? Because I'm going to be near there.
Well, they're from. Yeah, I mean, you could see if they do. You go visit, say hi. I know.
Take a picture of myself in front of it.
Yeah, post to our Insta.
Yeah.
See if I can find you one.
So the Order of Hoo Hoo, you're welcome, because that one was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
I love that.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. They said there's a Hoo Hoo store.
I bet of course there is. Oh. Is it in Portland?
They have a museum in Arkansas, but
I'm not going to Arkansas, but
no,
y'all need to go on there. They have some with the Hoo Hoo International logo on them.
Is that like a bird? Or no, it was the cat. Does the cat have a passport?
Why does the cat need a passport?
Order of Hoo Hoo.
Well, because if it's international, he's got to have a passport.
Well, I didn't say the cat was international. They could have a black cat there.
I guess, but it sounds
just with a big cow on your chest.
That's hilarious. I'm literally, I'm on their website right now as well. Hoo Hoo Museum.
That's fantastic.
That's so funny.
Yep.
I love that.
This was a fun episode.
It was
a fun
cute.
episode.
Cute ideas.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay. Does anybody have ideas for next week? I'm tapped out.
I'm not an idea man.
So. Oh, this is riveting. Let's see.
Did anybody email us?
No. No. It's okay, guys. We'll figure it out, I guess. But you need to let us know.
Maybe we'll just surprise you guys next week. We'll talk about it over the week.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. We will prevail.
All right. Well, my child is at the end of her rope, so I'm gonna go take care of that.
God bless her. Everyone.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening, and we'll be here next week. Can't wait.
Right. And have a great one, and fuck ice.